उतरत नाही तो रे एक शिंदाला पडा चल बघा बंद करा 12 बजे वाला
कुछ दे खाने को भाजी
इतना भाजी है चना है भाजी है झोगो कर तो है अरे इससे सभी दाल बढ़ा रहे खाती
खाएगी
नहीं खाइला
पूरा खा लूं
है तब का क्या तुम्हें देगा हम लोग बोले घर जाए पूरा
मेरा नहीं भेजेगा
भाग भाग फटाफट छीलो चावल लेके आओ ऊपर से फिर अच्छा यार
Vinay, I have. Vinay, you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Wait, ma'am, few seconds.
Sure.
सेव नहीं हो रहा है, सेव भी आता है।
टाइमिंग नहीं किया यार टाइमिंग नहीं है
सैंडविच नहीं किया मैंने।
Students, please mute yourselves.
Shall we start, ma'am?
Vinay,
Yes, ma'am, इसमें few seconds थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, करता हूँ मैं।
I'll come there.
कल किया था सैंडविच। हाँ मैम, भेज दो आपको।
मुझे बताओ हाँ अच्छा, I'll share the screen. Come. Sorry? हाँ. I'll make myself post and then okay. आजा. I will share the screen. The present company. Is it removed there? Vinay, I'm sharing the screen for you.
Yes, yes. There are slides.
You can start.
Hello. Sir, can you hear my voice?
Yes, Vinay, we can start.
Okay, sir. So, sir, good morning. The topic of my presentation is all about the stock market barometer of any economy. Indian, in the case since the outbreak of the COVID-19 crisis. Ma'am, please change the slide. There is an introduction about the topic, the impact of the coronavirus outbreak in the December 2019. It was a tremendous effect of COVID-19 on the every economy, and it has been very devastating on the large scale to the large number of economic activity. Pandemic on the India has been largely disruptive in terms of the economic activity, as well as a loss of the human lives. Almost all the sectors have been adversely affected as the domestic demand and export sharply plummeted with some notable expectations where high growth was observed. An attempt is made to analyze the possible solutions for the some key sectors, including the financial, pharma, IT sectors mainly, and the Nifty 50 and the Sensex touched their all-time high, and the economy fighting the second wave of the pandemic, COVID-19, during the 21-22, with the slowdowns expected last through much of this year. The economy is likely to have a very long time to recover with the kind of the slowdown is it's going through. But with the herd immunity developed in its people and also the daily vaccination rate going up, this could help the economy recover because of the it's a slightly faster rate, but it has also fallen a little dramatically as it peaked in the April. And the numerous families spent a lot on COVID-related expenditures. Some of them had the negative savings, ended up the borrowings. Some of them many losing jobs, etc. Still fearing the uncertainty of the third wave. The state has also incurred a lot of unplanned expenditure during the COVID-19, and also it has the negative impact on the economy of the several countries as well. Ma'am, please share next. The question here is when the stock market indices are to reflect the economic growth or the pressure in the economy. I fell for a brief period and recovered very soon, with the indices touching their all-time highs. Also, this may not help in creating jobs or the generating incomes or the stimulating demand. But the stock market is known as to adjust itself for this kind of the possibilities with the fall in the stocks, but only if it is assumed that the overall economy and the stock market are the link internally and also externally, because also in the stock market people act in the short term by buying the shares when the market falls, causing the stock prices to be pushed up due to the increased demand, and by the selling booking profits when the prices are up, gradually causing the price to fall, thus making the market volatile when such serious problems are faced by the economy. Current study is focused on the investigating the impact of the crisis with the references to the COVID-19 impact on the economic crisis and its reflection on the Indian stock market indices, namely NSE and BSE, with the references to the real GDP growth and the BSE Sensex Index. Calculations are based on the data from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, Data Mapper, and BSEindia.com. So, what explains this? As per the RBI annual report, points out the stock price index is mainly driven by the money supply and the FPI, which means foreign portfolio investors' investments. It's about the review of the literature, including the Lewontiel and the Khan in 1999, inverted the causation between the growth of the economy and the stock market growth in the time series and the cross-sectional analysis. Levins and the Zeros were among the first few researchers who made an effort to seek out whether the financial markets were purely rapidly growing, cash spinning cations where the people would come and gamble, or if the stock markets were notably linked to the growth of the economy for each and every country. Through their research, they suggested that the financial markets growth is positively linked with the growth in the economy. Share prices express the expectations with respect to the economic activities of the coming times by the citizens. Simply put, the stock market is a dynamic and the share price merely give the sensible predictions of the upcoming economic activities. If an economic slowdown is expected, the share price indicates this by the reducing in the value, and where is the huge surge in the share price may suggest the forecast with regard to the economic growth in the future. In the Marrow is some of the rating agencies, Marrow, Nasses and Stress, Jeffries and OKLM, Shirai, Adjust, and etc. Here are the research methodology with respect to the GDP growth during the pandemics, and rather the present research attempts the analysis if the stock market moves in the tandem with the economy, as the stock market is always referred to as a barometer of the every economy. The research study is based on the secondary data collected from the public sources. The real GDP growth, gross domestic product, it is collected from the IMF data, Mapper and the BSE Sensex from the BSEindia.com. The period of the studies are about 10 years from 2011 to 2021. Tools of the analysis is the regression analysis, which is used to regression analysis basically used to determine from the one dependent variable and compared to the another independent variable. And the results and the discussions are the given in the regression analysis table. The sources are from the model, the SS, PF, MS, and the number of the obvious 11 F1 the 53.88 probably is greater than F is equals to 0. The real GDP is the from the indices is to 0.02225 and the DF is to 0.003 and the 95% interval it's all about 0.028813. Ma'am, say next slide please. From the above table, we can see that the R square is equal to 0.8569 is adjusted R square is equal to 0.841, which means that the independent variable indices explains 84.1% of the variability of the dependent variable. As we say, the regression is basically used for explain the relationship from one independent variable with the another one and the economic growth of the country. Adjusted R square is also an estimated of the effect size, which is 0.841, it's approx 84.1%. Is the indicator of the large effect size, The regression model is statistically significant. The F bracket 19 of 53.88, rather than the P is equals to 0.0. This indicates that overall the model applied can statistically significantly predict dependent variables with the help of the regression analysis. The model shows that for each 1 point increases in the indices, economic growth increased by the 0.022 points. To test p-values test the hypothesis that indicates the coefficient is different from the zero. Here result is the p-value is lower than 0.5 and the t-value is greater than 1.96. The t-value also shows the importance of the variable in the model and shows that the indices is statistically significant in the explaining the country's growth during this pandemic. And this is the diagram source from the figure based on data collected from IMF data mapper and the BSc Inter.com. In addition to the results as above, a diagram can be used to visually present the results post-estimation tests. To further ascertain the validity of the estimated model, the following post-tests were conducted. As we see the Cameron and Trivedi's test, the heterogeneity and the normality were used. The results of the test is shown in the table below. The Cameron and the Trivedi's decomposition of the IM test. The source, the heterogeneity is the method which is used to relate the things CHI to DF and P. The 4.54 and the 2 and the P is 0.1034. Skewness is all around 0.19. DF is 1 and the P is also the 0.6589. And the crypto size is all about 1.94. DF is 1 and the P is also decrease 0.1640. The total is a CHI is 2, 6.67 and DF is 4 and P is around 0.1544. The source is to calculations based on the data collected from IMF data mapper and BSc Inter.com. H0 homoscedastic variance and the normal coefficient. Based on the overall result of the test statistics shown in the table with the P is equals to 0.1544. The normality and the homoscedastic assumptions cannot be rejected. Therefore, the test was performed in order to further validate the homoscedasticity assumptions in the test of the results of the estimated model. And now the slide is all about the conclusion. From the above analysis, including the regression analysis and the hypothesis and the diagrams, it can be seen that the stock market index, including Sensex, that gives the economic pressure to the minimum possible extent. Only a portion of the economy is reflected in the index. Increased money supply has caused the indices and the stock prices to go up when the economy is in the gloomy mood. Therefore, the markets, the year-on-year money supply as measured by the M3 as of the March 21 had grown by the 11.74% after having the steadily grown over by the 12% through much of the 2020 and in the January-February of the 2021. This has happened because of the RBI printed money and pump it into the financial system to drive down the interest rates, down the interest rate because of the GDP growth. They with the tax revenues collapsing, the government's gross borrowings in the 2020 and 21 was expected to jump something around rupees 12.8 trillion, as the government's debt manager is in the RBI job to ensure that the government can borrow at a lower interest rate. Hence, the bank printed a lot of money in 2020 and 21 and is continuing to do so. This will also includes the liquidity in the economy. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. It's over now.
Thank you, Vinay. Ma'am, shall we start the Q&A? Okay. So, Vinay and team, are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. See, first of all, let me congratulate you for this excellent work. Okay, very neatly done, and it was
Thank
a
you.
very nice study. I
Thank
really
you. Thank you.
enjoyed listening to you. Now, so you've taken a study which is titled this the stock market, a barometer of the Indian economy. So at the end of the study, you seem to say that no, it doesn't seem to me because of so and so reasons. So my question to you now is, if the stock market is not really a barometer, what other measures do you have? Chalo, during this COVID-19 period, accepted that a lot of things happen. So stock market may not capture the reality. So if I'm not looking at this, what can be an alternative measure?
Actually, sir, the stock market of the most of the countries, including India and the rest of the world, is the main barometer of the every economic activities and the every economy. For the real
Okay.
GDP growth and the country's development, the stock market plays a very vital role worldwide because it's the connective link between all the sectors, including financial sectors, IT,
Yes,
pharma,
yes.
FMCG. So it's impactful for the economic growth. As we see in
Okay.
the COVID-19, the
Hmm.
government decreased the interest rates because of the lower interest rate than consumers
No,
or
no.
the
When I 1 minute,
retailers.
sorry. When I sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think my question was, I accept all your findings. Okay, so stock
Yeah.
market is not a barometer. So what I'm asking is, what can be an alternative barometer? If I'm not looking at stock market indices, what can
Okay.
otherwise help to gauge the economic performance? Give me some other alternative. You've not thought about it?
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Okay.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
You'd like to?
If you
Yeah.
are not comfortable with the stock market, then
Hmm.
we are we are also preferred for the government securities, which are rather than the stock market, which are safer than the market volatility.
No,
Also,
no, no. Vinay, I think you're not getting my question. My question is not on what can be an alternative investment avenue if people are
okay.
not going to the stock market. Let them go to the bond market or to the Kisan Vikas Patra market. That is not the question. See, what is a barometer, by the way? Why do you use this word barometer?
Parameter.
Hmm. Okay. See. Let me help you understand. You go to a
Sir,
doctor.
yes, sir. It's the economic indicators.
Hmm. No, shall I explain my question or would you like to give the answer?
Hello, sir. May I
Yes,
audible?
Vinay. Yes, Vinay. Yes. You're trying to show me something, Vinay?
No, sorry.
Okay. Okay, fine. Leave it. Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, what I was trying to ask is if we are not using the stock market as a barometer, then what can be an alternative? Maybe if you've not thought about it, it's fine. So what I'm trying to understand from you, which index thing did you use? Did you go with the Sensex or the Nifty?
Sensex.
Sensex. Okay. So see, my question to you now is that during COVID 2019, technology companies and pharmaceutical companies benefited. Would you agree?
Yes, the technological companies are benefited
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the
And
most of
pharma
the things
companies to
are
a
being
very great
online.
extent. Yeah. So pharmaceutical companies also made good money because of
Yes,
your
yes.
vaccine and other things. But when you look at tourism, when you look at hospitality and the retail sector, they took a hit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So when you look at Sensex, the base 30 stocks, technology companies are very strong representation. You have Infosys, you have TCS,
Yes,
and your
TCS,
HCL.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
KPI
and
details also.
if you look at pharma, if I'm not wrong, we have Dr. Reddy Labs, DRL, and Sun Pharma.
And
Okay,
Cipla also.
Cipla, yeah, true. But when you look at tourism, there is no single company that has a market cap that will make it possible of being listed. Similarly, retail, other than Titan, there is no big giant there. So when these sectors are underrepresented in the Sensex, when you take your data based on Sensex, will it really capture this, barometer thing? Don't you think there is a problem there? When I hope you get my question.
Yes.
Okay, so these questions are not to tell you that you've gone wrong, but you've done so much nice work, beautiful research. So maybe next time you can concentrate on all these things. You can
Okay, sir.
deep dive into these concepts also.
Yes, sir, I thought so. But
Yeah.
after the research realized.
Mm. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so wish you all the best, and thoda sa a
So,
little more clarity on the technical terms. See, when you say
yes, sir.
CHI2, actually it's called as a chi-square. So when you are making a research presentation, similarly, वो जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं ना, that P something, okay, that's a P value. So please also learn the research language. I know you people are very early in your early stages of your BBA, long way to go for you, but really a marvelous effort, brilliant. Okay,
Okay, sir.
well done, well done, well done. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
done.
you.
I'm done. Sure. So Nandini ma'am, do we have
Sir?
any other? Yes, ma'am.
No, sir. We just have two presentations. We had just two.
We
Um,
had just two. The first team I couldn't have the questions, so
they are
I
here,
think we
sir. They are
got
here.
disconnected. Okay,
They are
so are
here.
we going with questions for the team also?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. We'll be happy actually.
Okay. Oh yeah. So who's representing the team?
CM is here, sir. CM is here.
Siam. Okay. So hi Siam, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm fine.
Yeah, but your volume is very low here. I cannot hear you. Yeah. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
the question to the team on self-esteem, I just wanted to know who was that brain behind having that first slide? A woman standing on that elevated platform. Whose idea was it?
सर मेरे ग्रुप के मतलब मैं ग्रुप में डिस्कशन किया था.
Okay, so it's a group effort. There was no single person, but you say that it's team effort. Okay. Very nice. I really like that idea. And similarly, your concluding slide also with that woman's picture and all that written over. So that was very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. So now coming to your research, okay, what you presented, I have a few clarifications, right? This is not like I'm trying to ask you questions. Somewhere when you were making the presentation, I kept on noting down. So you were saying that you are talking about women who are dependent on others. Okay, somewhere in your first part of the presentation, you said your respondents will be women who are dependent on others for their financial needs. Am I right? Siam? And the other members in the team?
Sir, can you come again, please? Voice is not clear.
My voice is not clear. Okay, is it audible now, ma'am?
Yeah, it is audible. Yes.
Okay, okay. Now the question is, somewhere during the initial part of the presentation, the thing was the respondents for this particular study happened to be women who are dependent on others for their financial needs.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And somewhere during your presentation, that is when you showed those stacked bar charts, you were speaking about people having a doctoral degree also. Okay, the stacked bar chart after this.
Ma'am,
After this, yeah, educational status or the other one. You said, there's someone who has their doctoral degree too. And then your conclusion was self-esteem will increase with the contentment of living rather than the achievement. Okay, this was the conclusion. Now the question is, when you have a person with a doctoral degree, now this person needn't be dependent on others for their financial needs. Okay, because this is a professional that we're talking about. And for a respondent of this category, self-esteem will not be the contentment of living, and more it has to be on the achievements. I think people in the academia, Nandini ma'am would agree. I publish a paper in some great journal with a huge impact factor. That's a sense of achievement for me. That's self-esteem for me. So can you just help me understand who were the actual respondents, and am I getting it right or am I getting it wrong? I just need to clarify with myself. That's all. You can help me understand this better.
सर हमने इस सर्वे के मतलब दौरान हमने ये पाया कि वुमन इज द फाइनेंशियल डिपेंडेंट होती है.
Okay.
This on the
Yeah, go on, please. I understand. Yeah. So women who are dependent, yes. उसके बाद क्या हुआ? Okay.
सर दोनों को काम पे जाना जरूरी होता है. मतलब कोई घर का देख सकता है, कोई बाहर का. दोनों मतलब मेन पार्ट है. दोनों बैलेंस बना के रखते हैं.
Okay. So okay, see what I'm trying to say is somewhere in your presentation, a few things are like not what to say. It's not hitting the right chord. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That's fine. Okay. So can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Okay. You know why I'm asking you all these questions? Because you kids are very smart. Okay. If you are not smart, there is absolutely no role for questioning. Do you agree? Say yes or no, yaar.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So just because you have done a good work, it gives us a lot of scope to ask questions for betterment. Now, this is just a suggestion from me. Don't take it as a question. When you're talking about self-esteem, there is something called as this paradox of choice. So paradox of choice kya hota hai? Now, I want to go and become a community worker. I want to be a social worker. लेकिन वो social stigma जो बोलते हैं ना, people in the family will not allow me to go and do service for the community. People in my family will not allow me to work. So when such things are happening, can this have an impact on self-esteem? Okay, this is something which you can try to explore in your further studies.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Well done. Thank you. Nice presentation. I enjoyed. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Nandini ma'am, do we have any other presentation?
No, sir, no, not for
That's
the
it,
day.
that's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay,
very
yeah.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, I mean, I've asked them to note the feedback that you shared and the questions that can be expected at a higher level when they present. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see how the corrections are made, and then I will even keep you posted, sir, in case these
Oh, yeah.
get selected.
Definitely, ma'am. Because all this is because you're saying that, they're representing the college in some conference. Okay, so that's why all these questions, because they've done all such good work. So we'll allow them to go with more preparation so that they can go and come back with the laurels.
Thank
Sure, sure.
you very
Thank you,
much, sir.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, ma'am. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir.